Hi guys, welcome back on board of Crypto Cruiser. It's me, Chris, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and how I was able to predict from prices below 60,000 that this week we're heading for 70,000. So first, my expectation was to go and take off this local top at 64,500. That's exactly what we did. Um, Consolidate a little bit in these prices. We broke out of this resistance line, and then again I said I'm anticipating to take off this local top at 66,500. That's exactly what we did. And then I said it will be healthy for the overall trend to consolidate a little bit. Then we snapped to 68, and then I said it will be healthy for the overall trend to come back to price of around 66,500, 66,000, and that's what we did. We turned this previous local top, and now it's acting as support. And I anticipate in the next couple of days, maybe next week, start hitting prices of above 70,000. But my anticipation is that we can do it this week. Probably hit price of above 70,000, then correct a little bit, and then perhaps next week we can see prices of all-time highs between 24th or 25th of October, price of around 76, 77,000. I mean, that's the things that I'm seeing in the charts. But let's just get back and how I was able to predict that move. Well, on the 4 hourly chart, as we can clearly see, we've been setting up higher lows and of course higher highs. So this price target here at 65,000. Then we had another one at 66,500, and that's why I told you I anticipate a move to 68,000. Probably we'll test this previous resistance lines for a few days. Probably we'll stay between price of around 66, 68,000 for a couple of days, and then we snap to 70,000. Maybe come back, retest this price of around 68,000, and then snap to 76, 77. This is something that I see in the charts, but in the short term, it looks quite bullish on the 4 hourly chart. And of course, on the long term as well, it looks bullish on the long term. But how I was able to predict these moves? Now, since I launched my channel, the price of Bitcoin was around 66,000, and I've told you that I anticipate a downward movement to start testing prices below 60,000, and then a final wash off to shake off all the weak hands, to confuse all the participants in the markets. And that's exactly what we did. We actually dropped to prices below 50,000 at price of around 49,000, and then I've said I anticipate a V-shaped recovery, a huge bounce back. But how did I know all that? Well, because S&P 500 was already correcting, as we can clearly see right here, and middle of July. And when we've dropping prices of below 5,100, something like that, 5,150, I think. That was around 10% correction, just a normal, regular ABC correction, nothing more than the extraordinary. So that's why it didn't faze me at all. And then I've said I anticipate a V-shaped recovery, and that's exactly what we did. While all these big YouTubers, some of them, they were calling for bear markets, especially here between the period of end of July and end of October. In 2023, there was a lot of skeptics. A lot of people were thinking that we're going to the abyss, we're going to a bear market, and potentially going way lower prices than what we had. But I've told, my channel wasn't launched at that time, but I benefited greatly but just because the structure wasn't broken. So why I'm gonna think we're in a bear market when we're setting up higher highs and higher lows, and the overall structure looks bullish? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we had, of course, nothing goes in a straight up line. Along the way, we're gonna have corrections, such as December of 2022, another one in March of 23. Again, as I've mentioned, between July and October of 23, another one in March of 24, and then of course between the period of middle of July to beginning of August of this year, we had another one, ABC correction, a regular 10%, quite a big one, but nevertheless just a correction. And what did I say? V-shaped recovery, that's exactly what we did. I said it will be healthy for the overall trend to come back and test this previous resistance and we turn into support. Twice acting as resistance at its previous all-time high, and then beginning of August. We retested it, we bounced back, we continue on the upper trend and start hitting prices of all-time highs of above 5,850. Just the way I said, perfectly predicted. And of course, in the process, we formed a reverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. And if we measure it from the head to the bottom, the price target for S&P 500 should be above 6,250 or even further than that. By the end of this year or early next one, I anticipate prices of above 6,000 above 6,000. I repeat, for S&P 500. But let's see how it's gonna play out. Perhaps next year I anticipate to start testing prices of even further than that, further than 6,300. This is just my personal opinion. And of course, if we snap out of this trend line, then we can go exponentially higher. That's also in the charts, of course. Well, before we do anything, I have to say that anything I say in this video, I repeat, is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And of course, before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. Yes, so perfectly, we predicted this huge dump from 70 to 49,000. Then the bounce back. Then the consolidation phase. I was posting a daily videos exactly how we are playing out. And of course, I was showing you the previous chart pattern. And that's how I was managed to call this local top at 65,000 as well. And then I said probably from 65 we dropped to 52,000. Not probably, that's exactly what I said. From 65,000 to 52,000, that's what we did. And in the process between the 23rd of August till 6th of September, I've posted over 20 warning videos. From 65,000, I said that first we're going to drop to 57.58. That's what we did. In the process, we formed another bearish pattern, head and shoulders, and we dropped further to 55.54. That's exactly what I said. And then I said the bottom is not yet in. We're going to have a final shake off on the downside. And we formed another bearish pattern, a descending triangle pattern. We dropped to 52, perfectly as predicted. And then I said it will be healthy for the overall trend if we retest 52 or 53. And that's exactly what we did. We took this bear trap at 57. We start hitting prices of above 57, setting up higher lows and higher highs. And continuation of the trend on the upside. And then here, I mean, that wasn't in the charts. In my personal opinion, it wasn't in my chart pattern that I was following. We significantly dropped. I think that was because we had a black swan event. It was unexpected escalation in the Middle East, which it didn't last long. That move didn't shake off the stock market, and the S&P 500 continued to go up, and that's why we brushed it off. And that's why I was calling right here prices of below 50, around 58,000. That same week, perhaps we're gonna go to 70,000, and so far so good. First, I said we're gonna take this local top, as I've mentioned earlier, 64,500. That's what we did. We consolidate into this resistance line. We break it. We break out of it. We will turn it into support and continuation of the trend. Then we're gonna take this local top at 66,500. On the 4-hourly chart, we're gonna manage to set up high lows and high highs, which is bullish. And we're gonna test price of around 68,000, and that's perfectly what we did. Then my personal opinion is what I'm anticipating is that from 68 we're gonna drop to 66, test this previous local top at 66,500, we turn into support, and then continuation of the trend on the upside, testing price of above 70,000. Maybe we'll come back to 68, and then snap to all-time highs of above 75, 76,000. That's all in the charts. Perhaps we can do all that by 24th, 25th of October, or meaning next week. We can potentially hit all-time high prices for BTC. Of course, also another bullish channel pattern was this triangle pattern, setting up lower highs and higher lows. And we actually broke out on the upside on 19th of September. We tested this previous resistance once, we turned into support second time, and we bounce back. Another thing, um, we are consolidating here at these prices, and I think it looks like an ascending triangle pattern here. And if we break out of it, we can quickly. I mean, it depends exactly how it's gonna play out, but I'm not um, questioning that we can potentially have a huge move on the upside if we break out of this resistance line. If that's truly an ascending triangle pattern, well, the price target, it can be potentially above 80,000. We can quickly snap above 80,000, but I don't know. This is more bullish than what I'm personally doing. So I just want to see more proof and more of confirmations of what I'm saying. First, I'd like to see breaking out of 70k, consolidate above prices, and then potentially going to all-time highs. And the move, if we're going to quickly to 75, or we're just slowly but surely getting there, it also will play a part of my prediction how exactly it's going to play out. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for the lovely comments in the comment section. um, yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And of course, if you want to get my crypto guidebook that I personally wrote, over 60 pages, filled with very useful information for this bull cycle, about chart analysis, market research, over 8 different crypto asset groups, and much more. You can get my crypto guidebook on my Patreon as well. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Bye.